Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I'm gonna get straight to it. If you guys haven't seen part 1 of the Big Boost kit install, go ahead and watch it. In the description below, I'll go ahead and leave a link. If I remember correctly, we're in the middle of installing this oil rail. This guy right here, which the OEM one would be this one right here. This guy came with this oil line connected right here, right? It was screwed in. So it's a T30 just with an extension. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the block. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on here, which goes straight to the block right here. So I'm gonna get this one in first. Now that it's in, the next step would be connecting this rail. So this goes to the part that we just installed, and then this sits kind of like on top of the turbo. So there's a little hole right here where I'm guessing the oil comes out from. It's directly on top of the turbo, and then this bolt is a special bolt. You'll go ahead and find it on your little baggie that it came with, the kit came with, and you just kind of just like put it on top, bolt it on, and then you're solid. Before I forget, because I was literally just about to go down there, but I'm like, nope, can't do the same mistakes I did in part 1. I'm gonna try to help you guys a little bit more than I did in part 1. So to tighten this guy, I feel like it's gonna be easier just with the wrench. So this is a 15mm wrench, and then to tighten the bolt that's gonna go on top of the turbo, that's gonna fit right here. Same thing, 15mm socket this time, because it's at the top, and I feel like it's gonna be easier just tightening it straight from there. Alright guys, so it looks like that bolt right there is not accessible, and you can't tighten it without taking off the housing. Like there's literally like no space. That bolt is really in there. I was able to tighten it with the housing off. Not that this bolt is nice and tight. I'm gonna put the housing back on, and then the one over there was super easy because it's really it's out in the open, so it's easy to work with. And we're back. The housing is back on. I skipped through all the steps, and it looks like we're going to be fine. I don't think this housing has to come off anymore. So the next step is the coolant line. There's actually two. One that goes in, one that goes out. We're going to go ahead and install this one. This one is going to be closer to the wheel well, and the other one that's straight is going to be going closer to the block. So there's two holes on the side of the turbo. I'm going to point at one, so I don't know if you guys can see it. It's down here. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's literally like trust me, you're going to be able to see it like super quick. It's literally right there once you're working on the car yourself. Oh, look, you can see it now. So it's that one. So there's one right here and one literally on the other side of the turbo. So like I said, this one is going to be the one closest to the wheel well. It's going to be bolted on like this. And then the other one that's straight is going to be on the other side, closer to the actual block of the engine. And it comes with two hoses. The longest one is for this one. I'm going to call it the L-shaped one. And the shorter one is going to the straight one. Before I forget and totally blank out on letting you guys know exactly what tool I'm using this guy right here. So I tried putting in the screw that goes, this one right here, from underneath because I thought it was going to be easier. But it's actually a lot easier from up here. So use your hand, kind of like get the bolt in. Once it's in and it's a little tight, maybe just like 1 or 2 turns, get your tool and just kind of tighten it. It is super annoying. And this is the one that goes inside the hole on the sides of the turbo, and it's big, trust me. Like I had a hard time trying to find out what exactly would fit in it because my biggest size is a 27mm, and it wasn't that. It has to be 25 or 24, but I have no idea where they are. I had literally all this filled up, but trust me, like it's a pain in the butt. I have to like organize everything again. So I went through this, and I still couldn't find it. So then I went over here, looked through a bunch of these guys, and I was able to find one that fit pretty snug. And I've reached the spot right where it's telling me to connect the electronic wastegate to the turbo and all this and that. And I noticed that these pictures that they have, the turbo's out of the car, which would make it a million times easier, right? Because the bracket that we have to install, right, the one that connects to the wastegate right here, I don't know exactly how this is gonna work out because it goes right here. There's one bolt hole right here, and then the other one's somewhere right here, which isn't too bad because obviously I can reach it right here, which just gives me enough space. All right, guys, not gonna lie, this is actually my second attempt or third attempt of actually trying to record this. It's been a big pain in the butt because the instructions aren't super clear. The pictures that they have, like I said, they aren't super clear because it's not the turbo's not on the car, it's actually outside the car, which I wish I would have seen that. I feel like it would have been a lot easier to actually put the wastegate on the turbo before actually putting it in, but who knows, maybe if I would have done that, maybe it wouldn't have fit correctly. I really don't know, but there's no way of me actually trying it. So if anybody is actually doing it and gets to this section of the video, like you guys are actually watching the video first before you guys actually try installing it, go ahead and try it and let me know if it's easier. That way I can put it in the description that it's just easier to install the wastegate before you install the turbo, because that's going to help a lot of people. Because like I said, there's not a lot of videos out there explaining step by step or even anything installation wise of the big boost kit, especially on the N55. I just want to pause the video and just kind of copy this. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on screen for a couple seconds. Obviously I'm missing the rest of the bolts, but what I'm going to do before I actually go ahead and put it in is go ahead and adjust the nuts that go in here. So actually this took a lot of time to get on, but it looks like the bracket's on, the wastegate device is actually on. The only thing that I'm missing is the C-clip. The kit said that it came with a C-clip like with it, because the C-clip that comes OEM from factory is a lot larger than the actual pin itself. So I'm gonna have to go to Harbor Freights really quick, AutoZone, one of those automotive stores really quick to see if they have any kind of C-clips in their inventory. If they don't, I'm gonna have to wait a couple weeks to order one, which at the end of the day I'm probably still gonna order one because I don't really trust Harbor Freights C-clips. I feel like it's just gonna snap off. So yeah, this one, the OEM one, is too large. I looked all over my kit and I don't have a replacement one, which I feel like they should have sent me one, but I just don't have it anywhere. And I looked all through the remaining bags and I just don't have it. So I'm gonna run really quick to Harbor Freights. That's the only other thing I've come across with that's giving me an issue. So like I said, the bracket's on, the wastegate device is actually on. It's not connected yet, and then I have the little bracket connecting over there, but I just can't clip it on until I get the C-clip. So the next step is actually connecting all these coolant lines, coolant hoses.